So in this video, we're going to be answering the modern day question of should I block my ex? And I say modern day because we've got social media and that's where we're going to be blocking them at. If you're trying to get back with your ex, I do not recommend blocking their phone number. But we're going to talk about the pros and the cons and then like what you should block if you're going to do that. Before I go into the video, the pros and cons, at the end of the day, you need to do whatever you need to do to feel better. You can always change your mind down the road depending on what choice you make, but whatever you got to do in that moment to feel better, do it and stick to it, man. There is a thing, have you ever heard that quote, out of sight, out of mind? This applies to if you block the girl or you don't block the girl, because you can block her, you can keep her on social media, or you can hide her account. Hiding her account that can be like argued as like the most mature thing to do. But dude, like I said, it all comes down to what you need to do to move on. Any one of these is going to be the most mature thing to do. Whether you want to hide her account so she still watches your stories but you don't see anything she posts, or if you want to leave it be and you can see what she posts and she can see what you post, or you block her and then the only way she's going to figure out information from you is if she makes fake accounts or if she gets informed from like her friends. I think I've blocked every single one of my exes. I am that person that has just historically always gotten better if I can do something to make sure that I never run into or see this ex again. That is what has worked for me. However, other people out there have different agendas or they can move on differently. The pros of blocking an ex. If you want your ex back at some point in the future, if you guys broke up and she didn't like cheat on you or do something that was deemed like I will never get back with you, I would not block her phone number. That is a way of communicating with you directly. But if you are going to block her, I would just do like Facebook or Instagram. If you still use Snapchat, then get rid of her on Snapchat. But I haven't used Snapchat in like 6 years at this point in time, dude. I will block them on my social media accounts. I've had girlfriends get information from their family and friends because they watch my stories. And then I've had a girlfriend that would make fake accounts in order to get information on me because she had like a few friends that I knew, but I don't think they were watching my stuff. So this was her way of staying in contact with me. So as you can see, even if you do block the girl, if they want to get information on you, bro, it doesn't matter. They're going to find a way to do it. Depending on the woman, she can take this negatively, and that could impact your ability to get her back in the future, and that could be a con. So the pro of blocking an ex is you never have to worry about seeing what she posts. Now, I say that, but if you're broken up with and I admittedly, I've done this where I've went and looked at these blocked. I did not unblock them, but I've went and looked at, did they change their profile? Did they change their bio? Did they change their profile picture? I've done that before. Curiosity is going to affect both parties, so I'm not embarrassed by admitting that. You likely will do it too if you're going through a breakup. We want to know, like, are they dating somebody else or what are they doing right now? Because closure, and if you're ever in my case where you never got closure, well, if they start dating somebody else, then you can be like, okay, yeah, that's probably a rebound, but that could be your cue to like, okay, that's the closure I needed. I'm not going to hear from her again. We're moving on. But the pro of blocking is out of sight, out of mind. You will not be able to see anything they post unless you have friends, like mutual friends that would post like with her. So one of these exes has a mutual friend and they posted a picture one day and I saw that. That's the only way that I would see something from her, unless her mom or sister posted something, and these two girls don't post often. So it was just her friend. Now, the con, like I said, the con of blocking them, depending on how much you do block. So if you block everything, including the phone number, which I have done with one of these exes that I talked about, the ex that made the fake accounts, I blocked, I think, like 2 phone numbers. She texted me off of her grandma's phone. Okay, this was a fucking psycho. Made fake accounts and used other numbers to try to get a hold of me. So I blocked several numbers. The con of blocking everything is now you really have no way of hearing from this girl again. Another con is depending on the girl and the way she perceives it, she might not react to that. Well, he blocked me. That just means he's finally done with that, okay? Women are very insecure, and even though they broke up with you, if you you block them down the road, if their feelings start creeping back up, they might feel too guilty to come back around because you're still blocked. Now, from my experience, that really hasn't been the case for me. In both of these situations I'm talking about, I've heard from both of them. So, you can do that if you want. The pro of this is, and like I said, man, it's going to be easier to move on because you're not going to be able to see what this girl's doing unless you forcibly go out of your way to find a way to view this girl's profile. And if you're going down that rabbit hole, you're only going to hurt yourself even more. You will hear this all the time, okay? There are people that will say blocking your ex is immature, and then there are people that will say that you should block your exes and never speak to them again. There's two sides of this, man. You could be deemed as immature, or you could be deemed as, bro, you should absolutely block them and never talk to them again and move on and find somebody else. These people say that an ex is an ex for a reason, and then these people say, well, if you block your ex and you want her back, you're likely never going to get her back. I'm in the middle. I have blocked these exes, and I've heard from both of them, and I've seen both of them. Now, am I saying that this is always going to happen? No. I am one person who has dated different girls than you will. But there are two routes that people talk about. That's why I told you at the beginning of this video. You do whatever you need to do in order to move on from this breakup and heal. Because at the end of the day, only time is going to tell if this ex is going to find a way to contact you or not. So, very simple video. Hopefully this answered the question with pros and cons and why you should or shouldn't block your ex. Remember, man, whatever you got to do to feel better, bro, do it. Do not take judgment from other people. If you're seriously worried about your ex taking it the wrong way and never hearing from her again, then go in and hide all of her stuff so you don't see it posted. If you're really, if you're too scared to block the girl, then hide her accounts. But for me personally, I have always blocked my exes because that's what I need to do. Because I know that that's what works for me. And I know this because I've been through enough heartbreaks to know how I behave during those heartbreaks and how I heal. You might heal differently. If it was a mutual breakup, you guys might not need to block each other. You guys might be cool with seeing each other date other people. You might be like that. But I know initially for me, I can't see that. I'll get rid of all the pictures on social media, on my phone. I'll get rid of everything and then I'll block them. And that's just what works for me. Hopefully this answered your question on should you block your ex or not. It's your choice, bro. Do whatever you got to do. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Listen, if you're a guy right now that wants to work with me one-on-one personal coaching, I am running a 50% off special. Link in the description for you to book a call. This is limited time. It might be available. It might not. I'm here to help you improve in multiple areas of life: attraction, dating, pickup, relationships, life skills, working on business. Book a call down below if you want to work with me. With that being said, guys, hey, if you like this video, check out this one right here. You're going to like that one as well, man. Super useful information for you. Hey, guys, I'll see you in the next one.